Hey, it's Nickelback TV.
What's up, man? It's your boy, Mr. Nickelback TV, aka Blogaholic. Back in the building, back in the mix, about to get into this. I did the last week, I did the breakdown of Billboard's top 50 hip-hop groups of all time. I enjoyed that. That was pretty fun. Let's do it again sometime. But I want to get into this, man. The top 5 groups that I feel should have made the top 50 groups of all time. And I hope you agree. Let's go down the list in no particular order. First group I felt should have made the top 50 rap groups of all time is Arrested Development. Now, if you don't know about this group, man, this is like the first LGBTQ plus 5 community group. I think. Like, no, jokes aside, man, that's not a diss to them. I mean, they just had a whole bunch of different type of things going on in the group, man. You had like an old man that was like hollering at the moon. You had like some girl with short hair that you was like, what's going on with her? Then you had another lady just dancing in the sun, rain. You had just various things going on everywhere, man. Then you had Speech, who was the main, I guess, the MC of the group. And then you had a whole bunch of other, I guess, vocalists, musicians. It was just a whole collective of different individuals that made up Arrested Development. But they did have some, like, profound songs that, to this day, if you put those on, people are going to be like, oh, I remember them songs. Like, those songs will live forever in hip-hop and in music in general. One of those songs is Tennessee. I mean, everybody know that song, Tennessee. It's like, take me to another. It was like hip-hop, rock, folk, soul, jazz. I'm just something I heard somebody say. But it was everything in one, man. I don't know why these guys did not make the top 50 hip-hop group of all time. I don't understand that, man. They also had Everyday People, or People Every Day, Mr. Window. I mean, they had a whole bunch of stuff, man. I like the group. I'm not going to say I did not listen to them. Those 3 songs, I definitely did. Will I buy their album? That's another thing. But a lot of groups that made the top 50 all time that I really wouldn't want to hear a whole album from, but I respect their, I guess, legacy when it comes to hip hop. But I definitely feel like Arrested Development was overlooked. It should have got a shot, man. So, moving on, number 5 on my list, in no order, Houdini. I do not understand how Houdini did not make this list, man. Like, the Houdini, if you look at that group, man, they were just iconic, dude. Just look at him. What's his name? John Fletcher. I don't know. What's his rap name? Let me go to Wikipedia. I'm sorry. I'm not a hip-hop historian on every group. I think that was, I don't know which one was I don't know which one had no, that was Ecstasy. That's his name. Yeah, he had the big hat, man. Like, that was his trademark, man. Like, we always knew him from that Zorro hat, man. But anyway, Houdini, just a dope group from back in the day, man. And they've been like copied, quote unquote, jacked. People stole it from their lyrics, their style. People have used their beats in so many songs that you guys don't even know that where it came from. So this group definitely should have been on that list, man. Let's go through some of the songs that just made this group classic to me. Of course, the first song is One Love, man. I mean, stop it. One Love. I mean, no, that's the E40 one. But remember, E40 redid One Love. It's your partner, man. Remember that? E40 redid it. I want to say Nas redid it in some sorts. One Love. We also have 5 Minutes to Funk. That beat has been reproduced so many times. The Firm redid it. The Freaks Come Out at Night. People say that, don't know where it came from. Friends, classic. I'm a Hoe. That was redone by Jay-Z. I believe Ice Cube redid it, if I'm not mistaken. Like, this group right here is one of the classic hip-hop groups of all time. I don't know why they did not make the group. That's crazy. Who had their hand in not putting this group on that list? I was going to say Fano. From the Needle Drop. It's his fault. He didn't put Houdini on this list. Let's go to number 3. I'm just going to say State Property, dude. And the only reason why I'm putting State Property on this list and say they didn't make this top 50 is because State Property made it. And my thing is this. Not State Property, but Dipset. My thing is this. State Property is better than Dipset. State Property is better than Dipset. I don't want to get too involved in that comparison. I can do that separate video if you want to. If you do, let me know down there, and if you don't, let me know. I might do it anyway. But anyway, State Property as a rap group is better than Dipset. Benny Siegel is better than Cameron. Young Guns collectively is better than Joel Santana. Freeway is better than Joel Santana. Freeway is better than Jim Jones. PD Crack, to me, is better than Jim Jones. Jim Jones is having a longer, more sustaining career. That's just his hustle. But at the end of the day, I feel like State Property had a collective of rappers that were better than a lot of groups at that time. They had a lot of individual MCs that can go. Emilio Sparks, he was probably the worst rapper out the... But no, Oskino definitely was the worst rapper out this bunch. But Emilio... he had some good verses, man. I mean, I don't want to get outside of their actual group albums, but Milo had just a crazy verse on Beanie Siegel's second album. I forgot the name of that song. I forgot the name of the song, but it's off his second album. I mean, that was one of my favorite like verses on that album. Freeway, Philadelphia Freeway, classic in my eyes. Joel Santana never made a classic. Philadelphia Freeway, is it better than Cameron's Take Me Home or Come Home With Me? I could do a video about that. That's a good discussion, man. So how can you put Dipset on here when you got State Property came out the same time as them, but to me had better rappers, better lyricists, and some people might say, well, Dipset had the beats. I will argue, say State Property had better beats. Not only that, State Property, Dipset had literally one double album. The second album, who listened to that? Crunk music? Give me a break, man. At the end of the day, State Property should have been on the top 50 hip-hop greatest groups of all time if Dipset made it. Dipset didn't have any hits. They had hood hits. They didn't have any Billboard chart topping hits. State Property did. Both of their albums that debuted #1 on the charts. Rock the Mic, Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Those songs right there will forever be played. Like, come on, man. Especially Can't Stop. That's just one of them songs. So I can't believe that State Property did not make this list, but Dipset did. Moving on. Fat Boys. Are you kidding me? Like, no Fat Boys on this list? The name alone is classic. Fat Boys is one of the most classic hip-hop groups of all time. Just the image, the icon, the first rappers that was fat, fly dudes. Like, come on, man. They was the inspiration to one of the greatest rappers of all time. A lot of people say Biggie Smalls, Heavy D, Chubb Rock, Rick Ross. Come on, man. The Fat Boys, if you look at their pictures, their images, you will see how forward fashion, how before their time they were, man. They were one of the first hip hop groups to have their own movies. You just got to give it up to the Fat Boys. For them not to make this list, it's crazy. And I'm going to blame that on Mr. Needle Drop again. That's his fault. Now, the last group I say should have made this list is X-Clan. X-Clan should have made this list. Now, they don't have a deep catalog that a lot of people know, but I think their impact when they came out with those few singles that I know about, I feel like they should have made the list alone. Funky Lesson, Heed the Word of the Brother. I mean, come on. Those two songs alone was just crazy. Like, it changed hip-hop when they came out. It was on that Public Enemy type train, Poor Righteous Teachers. It was teaching you while rapping. Like, when I listened to those songs, I learned a lot, man. It made me proud to be black, if you want to know the truth. But those guys did a lot of good things. But I want to say maybe they did not make the list because some of the controversy that came out with them, Africa Bambaataa and all that other stuff that's swirling around on the internet. Don't want to get too much involved in that because I don't know the details. But at the end of the day, I feel like those 5 groups should have definitely made this list. So, what y'all think about that? It's your boy.